Hi, Jalen.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Hope you are too.
Uh,
Um, what's different for the Bucks or for you guys or both since you faced them in September?
um, a lot, man. Honestly, that was like you said, that was in September. That was a while ago. Uh, Different people have stepped up for each team. Some different faces, um, and a lot more is on the line right now. Those are just a couple of things that are different.
hmm Anybody in particular, let's say on their side, who uh, presents a bigger challenge now than then?
Um, I mean, all those guys, honestly, just the same guys they have. They're top guys. Tom, Mike, getting seven back this week. Um, all those guys who have played well in the playoffs, especially last year, they all played well in the playoffs. I'm sure they'll bring it this year as well. So it's just the same guys, but it's a more at stake, a bigger level.
I get it. Yeah, thank you.
Lindsay.
Hey, Jalen, just as a competitor, what's it like to go against Tom Brady in a divisional matchup in what will be obviously his home stadium?
Um, I'm excited just about the opportunity, not necessarily like that is him and his home stadium. It's just I'm excited for another opportunity to go out there and try to get a win. That'll be another step towards our goal this year as a team. So that's what I'm excited about, most excited about.
And then you put out a pretty strong endorsement on social media for Raheem Morris to be a head coach. And I'm just curious if you can describe to us or tell us about what he's done for not only the defense, but you as an individual.
Yeah, I've had great coaches. Honestly, I mean, since the time I was traded here to LA, a couple of years ago, I was with the legendary Coach Wade, and then I got to be with Coach Staley, who obviously I think very highly of, and he did a great job, and he helped me a lot, and he um, opened up my game to where I was able to showcase my skill set even more, just by the different positions and coverages that I was able to play while he was here, and he got his opportunity to go be a head coach, and I personally think he did a good job. Um, and then when Ra got here this year, he kind of just took that and went to another level with it. And not only personally allowed me to, play multiple positions and be effective all around the game, but like the way he's taught me the game, the way he breaks down film, things like that he's done with me personally, that's like improved my game like more than I could ever honestly think about. And then not only that, just the leader he is, like really, really the leader he is, how he coaches all of his guys, knows all of his guys, not just like he doesn't treat us all the same, but he treats us all fairly, if that makes sense. Like he knows how to treat different people, how they need to be treated. He's honestly, I could probably go on and on about Coach Rob, but he's like genuinely one of the best leaders I've ever been around, and in my professional career for sure, but just in general, me forever playing football, he's one of the best leaders, and the way he challenges guys and brings the best out of them is something that's honestly special, and that's something that any of these vacancies out here, I mean, could if they could get a guy like him, then they in good hands, they in a good position. So I think he's earned it and he deserves an opportunity at least to be a head coach. I think that would be something really special and dope for him. But if not, then we're just gonna be on people next year. We're just gonna take what we've done this year and build on it.
Thanks, Jalen.
Gary.
Hey, Jalen. In your experience, what's the difference in Tom Brady facing him in the regular season and facing him in the playoffs, if at all, if there's a difference?
Um, I only played him in the playoffs one time in my career, and that was years ago in Jacksonville. That game was disappointing, so I tried to forget about it as much as I could, and I don't know that answer, but we'll see this Sunday. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm sure he's gonna bring it. I'm sure his team is gonna be ready. He's a great leader. The way he's able to get his team to rally around him, the way he's able to get his team to all believe that they're great, and able to make all the plays possible. I'm sure we'll get their best effort, and we got to be ready, and we got to go give our best effort as well.
And then, Raheem indicated that, you might be deployed in various ways. How do you make that transition from covering a guy like, for example, like Mike Evans, and then if you're charged with handling those,
You gotta get Verizon, Gary. I ain't gonna lie to you. Gary, what you got? What you got? Metro PCS? Gary, you got Metro PCS phone, man? What you got? That ain't Verizon or Spectrum. That AT&T? What's that? Sprint? T-Mobile?
No, just back.
You
T-Mobile.
must be in Hidden Hills. You must be in Hidden Hills, Gary, where ain't no coverage. You over at Hidden Hills at Drake House, Gary? All I heard was Mike Evans and then a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Well, let me try one more time. Are you hearing me more clear right now?
Let's do it.
Okay. I just wanted to know what kind of challenge that is for if you're deployed in various ways. For example, covering a guy like Mike Evans and then switching gears and covering Gronkowski and the other tight ends. What kind of challenge is that for you?
It's it's just covering different body types, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different of a feel, I guess you would say. That's probably it. And then obviously based on concepts and stuff like that, film study has to be elite this week to make sure that that I know exactly kind of what route concepts I'll get with other guys and how I should play it, and how I should be on the same page with my safeties and the rest of the secondary. But you know how I feel about challenges. I welcome them, and I'm excited for that challenge, however many times that may or may not happen.
Thanks very much.
Jordan.
Hey, Jalen, just wanted to follow up on some of your comments earlier on Raheem. What, in terms of y'all's overall journey as a defense, I mean, I know there's been some ups and downs, and then also continuing to try to evolve and expand certain elements of it. What has he been like through that part of it in terms of not just learning himself, but also continuing to push you guys to move forward?
Yeah, he's been amazing. Super supportive, but at the same time, super critical of us. And that's what you need in a coach. You know what I mean? We had to, like, as he would say, we had to rip some of them Band-Aids off. Like, we had to talk about a whole lot of stuff. We had to address the issues that are at hand, and then super supportive and moving on and correcting those mistakes. We've had so much adversity, injuries, guys performing well, not performing well, guys being put in the roles that they didn't think that maybe at the beginning of the season they would have played in, and elevations and going down, up, all of that. And he's just been supportive through it all. And one of the great things about him also is he keeps it real. He keeps it real with us, and that's good when he's like super transparent like that and supportive on top of that. That just makes you want to play for a guy like that.
And then just about the last couple of weeks, a lot of times players talk about in the bulk of the regular season trying to keep things the same, as consistent as possible. When things do ramp up like this, when pressure mounts, how do you keep it the same? How do you keep your mind, or do you? How do you keep things or your routines the same heading into a game like this?
I think things that you do, you have to do the same. You just do it with a kind of a heightened sense of urgency, knowing that things are a little bit more important right now. But you kind of do keep the same routine. Try to do the things that you've done in the past to make you successful, or that have been successful. So it's kind of the same. You just know that you need to be a little bit more detailed, a little bit more focused on the task.
Thanks, Jalen.
Hey guys, we're running out of time. So one question. Stu.
Hey, Jalen, you've talked a lot about your connection with Eric Weddle on the field, especially when you guys played together that first season. What was it like having him out there again on Monday night? And what did that communication and impact and all that have on you and the rest of the defense?
It was nice having him out there, and it was fun. Obviously, we got a big win. That was fun. His energy was through the roof. He was super excited. At certain times, I thought he needed to calm down before he made himself catch a cramp or something, or anything like that. But no, it was super fun. It was fun having him out there. The communication was great, and yeah, we came up big, so it was fun.
Thank you.
Dennis.
Hey, Jalen, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. What kind of dimension has Vaughn given the defense, especially in the last couple of weeks, what you've seen in the last couple of weeks?
He brings a lot of positive energy. That's one thing about Vaughn for sure. Super positive guy. Highs and the lows, he tries to make sure we maintain positive and optimistic about what lies ahead of us. And then obviously the player he is. He's been making big plays for us. Down this stretch, he's being more comfortable, healthy, and making a lot of big plays for us. And he's doing it with a lot of swag, and guys feed off of that.
Thank you.
Two quick ones, Lindsay and Rashawn. Go right.
Jalen, what was your reaction to Odell's completion to Cam Akers, and what's he brought to this team as a teammate since he's been here?
Yeah. My reaction was that was dope because I saw them practice that play. And I was happy to see Odell complete a pass to Cam. On top of that, both of my dudes. So it was dope. It was a play that brought a lot of energy in the whole stadium. And having him as a teammate is great. Honestly, he's like the offensive version of myself. I feel like, just because obviously he's gifted from God. He's very talented, has a whole lot of skill set, but just his competitive nature, his will to and want to be great. And then, he's kind of misunderstood too. He's a really good teammate, and people kind of don't have that message out about him, but he really is a really good teammate. He's just super competitive and wants to be great and wants everybody around him to be great. So that's just the type of guy he is.
Thanks.
Lastly, Rashawn.
Hey, Jalen, when you look at the first meeting with Tampa, what's something you can point to that allowed you to have the success that you had as a unit?
There's a few things we could probably point to. But we kind of got to separate the two. You could learn things from then, but that was way in September or whenever that was. So both teams have evolved since then, and we have to kind of do some film study on more recent and things that they do, and maybe things they do against defensive schemes like ours. And it was a good game. It was still a close game, fairly close game, and we know it's always going to be competitive against those guys, but. One thing that I can say that we did that game was we executed pretty well. There was a couple lapses here and there during that game, but we executed our game plan pretty well. And we played with like a lot of energy out there, even when things weren't going well. Like, that's something that just me personally, when I watch the film, I can see that, and I like to point that out to my teammates to make sure that we do those things again, and then all the new things that we have to do those as well.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.